Hi guys, this is a tutorial on the Star Wars main theme, and I'm going to try and do it in 8 minutes, so I think we'll just dive right in, and I'll try to play the song, or hopefully it'll be time to play the song at the end, but if not, we'll do it in a separate video. Okay, so we'll start off with the first section, the intro, and we have to do a little movement with using P, thumb, and I, the index, on the 4th string. So we do a kind of quick movement like this, right? So you've got P, I, P, or thumb, index, thumb, right? And if you do that quickly, you'll have the first few notes. And after that, it's simply just playing the 4th string and the 3rd string open together. So it would sound like this. Right? So we have P, I, P, and then P, I together, playing strings 4 and string 3. Okay, so that's the kind of beginning of our introduction. And then we need the D note on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. So it would sound like this in slow motion. Right? And as far as the right hand goes, you could use the I finger index to play that D, or you could use the M finger. I usually use M, but either one will work. In general, you just want to be always alternating fingers if possible, rather than using repeated fingerings on the same note. Okay, so if you do that, you'll tend to bob your hand like that, and you might miss a note. Okay, so it's a good idea to get used to the habit of always alternating fingers when you're trying to sort out your right hand fingering for any given piece that you're working on. Okay, so let's put that together again. We have, right, and then after that we play a little, it's just a little short melody, C, B, A, right, so that's C on the 2nd string, B open on the 2nd string, and then A on the 3rd string. And I'm doing, or I'd recommend to do some kind of alternating right hand fingering, so I am for the notes on the 2nd string, and then use your thumb to play the A on the 3rd string. Okay, now you can use fingers, but I think the thumb works nicely because of what's coming next. Okay, so let's put all that together in slow motion. Actually, with the correct right hand fingering. Try again. Okay, so there I use I finger for the D, and then M finger for the C, I finger for the B open, and then thumb for the A. Okay, so all together it sounds like. Okay, and once we're finished that little melody, or the A section if you want to call it that, we have this little, these two little not chords or intervals, just 2 notes played in sequence. And earlier I mentioned using the thumb or the P finger for the A note here, and that's because your next thing you have to do is a little kind of mini chord, if you will, and you can use P and I to play that first chord, and then again P-I to play the next chord. I like to, wherever possible, try to keep the right hand fingerings as give them as much continuity as I can, so they're easier to remember what's happening with the right hand. So in this case, yeah, you use P for the A note here, then you use P and I for the first chord, and P and I again for the 2nd chord. And the chords are just it's a little G chord here, so 3rd fret, 1st string, and then we move to this little alternate G chord on the 2nd string. So we have the D note there, and then the open G. So actually all of that kind of makes up, well, almost all of that makes up the A section. Let's just play what we have so far. So okay, and actually the next little bit is a repeat of what you just did. So let's play the entirety of what we have here for a section so far. that section repeats. And then we have a little tag or kind of a final motive to complete this A section, which is simply just, so we have C, B, C, and then a chord there, which is just D, A, and D, so kind of like a power D chord. Okay, so yeah, if we put all that together in slow-mo, it'll sound like this. Okay, so that basically takes us through to the end of the A section there. Okay, and I like to do this little repeated motif on the D string as we finish each section. It's kind of a nice little segue into the next section. So just to give you an idea what that sounds like, we'll play the whole intro and A section now together in slow motion. Then it repeats again, right? That whole section repeats again. Okay, so once we do the A section twice like that, then we come to a new section. We'll call it B.